Signs, a website. We need to get a website together. Donations, like for a sound system, things like that. We'll get into that in a minute. There's a lot of logistics that goes on with handling one of these events. One of the big things is that if you want to do an event in a public place, unless you're lucky enough to be in Santa Monica, you pretty much have to have a permit. So that's $200, and then the insurance, they require you to have insurance, which is another $300. And I'm sitting here going, if I was with Answer or Acorn, I wouldn't give a crap about a permit. I would just go do it. But then it occurred to me, well, yeah, but there's a lot more I have that they could take away from me, so I guess I'll just follow the law. So that's one expense, and overall our expenses add up to about $1,400. So I mean, that's up pretty quick.
Did the Republican Party pay for that for you?
Zero. In fact, the Beach City Republican Club at one point tried to come in and sort of co-opt my event, and they wanted my mailing list and everything, and I had to sort of respectfully tell them to go pound sand. I guess the situation got really bad in San Diego, right? I mean, you heard that story when Mark was telling it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you remember the details? I mean, what was it? In San Diego, so everybody talks about, this is AstroTurf. This movement wasn't really grassroots, right? And not Nancy Pelosi, and Freudian slip. So they made this whole point about AstroTurf, but I think Ron can vouch with me on this one that most of the people on the call with us didn't know what the hell they were doing.
We had some complaints from people while we were on the call, like, what is this? And a lot of people weren't experienced with the grassroots type of movement where you have a lot of people that you haven't talked to before, connecting with a lot of people that you've never met from across the state.
Yeah.
So it was new for some people.
So one of the interesting stories that came out of it is that the chair of the San Diego County Tea Party, or I think it was Mission Bay or something like that, the county president of the Republicans in San Diego actually sent her a letter saying, we're taking over your Tea Party, and they had to bring Mark Meckler in and basically threaten legal action and tell him to go pound sand. So in fact they told them, they said, okay, if you want to take it over, we'll just do the protest right in front of your office. It's you. So
basically, I returned home from the Army. I had fractured my lower vertebrae in the Army, in infantry school. So I had a lot of time on my hands. And some guys sent me an email from San Diego, and they were planning the Independence Day Tea Party, July 4th, the one that hasn't happened yet. And they wanted to do it at the Santa Monica Pier. And I said, well, what about tax day also? And we need to get publicity for the July 4th event to get people excited. Let's do the tax day tea party too. So I just went on meetup.com. I opened up an account, and I just filled it out, and I just waited for people to join. I did the same thing in the Bay Area too. I made an account for the Bay Area, and next thing you know, over 150 people had joined, and they all started congregating on a tea party up there too. So it's just, you just do it, and the people come. This is a movement of individuals. We're not like the left-wing parties that you need to tell them what to do, and you need to program them to take action. I didn't have to hardly do any work at all to get people to come together and to assert their rights.
Well, one of the things that I was kind of amazed by was just like the outpouring of support, because I'd put my phone number up there expecting that no one would, I might get a few phone calls. Right, most people are going to communicate by email, but what I found is that as time went on, and it really helped that, like Fox News, for example, Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, everybody was pushing it really hard. Newt Gingrich got involved with American Solutions, some others. I was getting upwards of 80 phone calls a day at one point, a couple days before the event.
And where was your phone number posted? Where was it? on the
well,
site?
It was just on the Tea Party website.
Okay, the Southbay Tea Party.
No, there, but also if you went to the National Tea Party, taxdayteaparty.com.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's where they got it at.
And then the emails were overwhelming. I was driving my wife crazy. I was working till 11:30 at night, trying to reply to emails. A lot of people got a lot of canned emails back from me, but I overwhelmed Gmail at one point with replies.
Well, that kind of gets into the next question then, which is what technical platform did you use to communicate? Now, Ron, you just answered meetup.com, and we just learned through your answer, Nathan, that you used you started a new domain, southbayteaparty.com, but then it was also connected to the national website.
Tea Party, taxdayteaparty.com. Taxdayteaparty.com.
Taxdayteaparty.com. You were listed on. Were you listed on there, Ron?
Yes, I also listed on taxdayteaparty.com. I went on PJTV. I went on FreedomWorks. And what ended up happening was, a few days before the event, I started getting calls from all over the place. And even the GOP was referring people to me. And I guess they were referring, whenever somebody called from a certain area, they would find out who was having the Tea Party. They would refer them. So I had several people that just got directed to me from the GOP, where's the Tea Party? And I just wanted to make sure that the libertarians and the freedom-minded people were directing this wave of energy that had been created in the country. So that was the main thing.
Okay, great. So just to follow up on it, you had locally southbayteaparty.com. Ron had Meetup, a group on Meetup.
We also had a Facebook group that had like 400 members, but Facebook. The trouble is that everybody's news feed just gets washed with everything, and so it's very hard to get people to pay attention to stuff unless you are like a compulsive Twitter freak, and you just Twitter 25 times a day or something. But,
don't look at me. I don't Twitter 25 times a day. I don't think I have an account. But you were Meetup. Which you both just Meetup. It never went anywhere. But you had success with it.
Yes.
Okay. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we did our interview about what sites are good for what. So this is a good conversation to have. Trying to get Facebook people to do anything is like pulling teeth. It's not just the washing of the news feed. A lot of people get their information from Facebook now. They get their news through the feed. They go to their friends' pages and they see what their friends are looking at. And so there's sort of a referral that goes along with that. So it's great for exchanging information, but trying to get people off their computers on Facebook is like, honest to God, I mean, to use pulling teeth. It's awful. I don't know if you ever pull teeth, but it's not simple.
Facebook is for people who want to stay on their computer.
They want to stay on the computer. I think Meetup's expression or their catchphrase right now is use the internet to get off the internet or something along those lines.
It's for people who really want to meet up.
Yeah.